My name is Dick Rao. My wife and I were deceived and swindled on November 5th of 1979 by salesman Bob Heath into buying a worthless lot at Fairfield Glade, Tennessee, along with between 12 to 15,000 families from about 46 states. These families have lost over $150 million by being deceived and swindled. We moved to the Glade on November 12th, 1988, and traded the lot that we paid $6,000 cash for to the man we bought a house from and got $2,000 for it, minus a $500 selling fee. In going to most of the community club board meetings, I found out that these non-residents of Fairfield Glade were being milked like a cash cow by the community club. These are the audited figures for the payment to the community club. The non-residents were paying 79.9% of the community club dues. The developer was paying 1.3%. The timeshare people were paying 5.1%, and the residents 13.5% in 1992. In 1992, I obtained the mailing list for the non-residents who bought lots at the Glade, and I sent out over 14,000 letters to them with information that is on this sheet here. Our manager was running this place into the hole, and I was backing Lefty Ekstrom to run for the board. Lefty did win the election, and Lefty gave the manager up to 5 p.m. shortly before Christmas in 1993 to clean out his desk and look for another job. I also sent out over 8,000 letters with a typewriter in the early to mid-1990s, letting the non-residents know how the property values were going to the bottom. Over 2,000 letters have been sent to me over the years, and I've kept most of them. I have 16 legal pads of names that I've copied at the courthouse showing all the people who I sent letters to. I also sent out over 1,000 of the good letters to the Justice Department in the last 2 years so that they can put them into their database to see what people have stated going back 15 to 20 years. A lot of the letters have also been sent to the new Consumers Financial Protection Bureau since last summer, as the land sales department from HUD was moved to this new division last summer. Nancy Amons, the investigative reporter for Channel 4 in Nashville, contacted me in 1998 and ran 3 5-minute segments about Fairfield Glade. This was on August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The last 5 minutes were shot with a hidden camera, and she has a sales staff violating HUD laws, as I have a copy of the HUD laws. The courthouse records will show absolute lies, as the developer did by this lot, not Cal Smart. The HUD law states that it is unlawful to show that lots have been resold for profit on the open market, and the video will show Terry Cox stated that they were given this kind of information to the sales staff. I sent the 28 videos to 28 attorney generals in 28 states, along with 56 U.S. senators, Al Gore, Janet Reno, HUD, John Roberts, the Tennessee Attorney General, the Tennessee Real Estate Commission to Bruce Lynn, and Mark Williams of the Division of Consumers Affairs. Absolutely nothing was done. Nancy has also ran 5 or 6 more programs on Fairfield Glade. I bought a computer, and I bought the mailing list from the state of Tennessee for Fairfield Glade, and worked 10 hours a day, 7 days a week in contacting non-residents. I had over 50 to 60 key helpers and over 200 helpers in 26 states. I sent the key helpers all of the names of the lot owners in their state and the helpers' names of the people in their area. The community club and the developer worked on the new covenants for about 8 years, and there's going to be 3 new board members voted in. One for a 1-year term, one for a 2-year term, and one for a 3-year term. The annual meeting was on September 1998, and we were told that day that we had lost the election. I stood up and informed the board that I would be suing, as the outgoing president, Tom Lawson, and the 2 men that were running for the board had gotten into the ballots and doctored 299 ballots so they could win the election. The letter from April 4th, 1999 board meeting states that these 3 men did get into the ballots on Wednesday, September the 16th, 1998, and entered the counted ballots and sought to overturn a sufficient number to ensure their election. There was another board meeting the following Thursday, and the 299 ballots that these men did remove from the legal ballots were returned to the proper account, and the 3 non-residents were informed that they had won the election. The following year, the developer gave our local people 25 telephones and a lot of money, and won the next election, and the next election, and the next election, and the fox was back in the hen house, so to speak. I called from 4,000 to 5,000 non-residents starting in 2001, starting with the lowest zip code and continued until 2005, telling them to file a complaint with the Tennessee Attorney General. I was called to the Tennessee Attorney General's office in 2005 and was told to bring any documents that I had. I had 2 full briefcases of documents, and a young lady came into the room and copied documents for about 6 hours. I talked with Meredith DeVault, the senior counsel, Leanne Roberts, the assistant attorney general, and Donna Baldwin, a paralegal, for 7 hours. They notified me on August the 29th of 2006 that they did negotiate a settlement. There have been 3 voluntary settlements with the Tennessee Attorney General and HUD for a total of $8.7 million. A $4 million settlement against the developer by the Tennessee Attorney General on August 29th of 2006. A $2.2 million settlement against the Community Club on September 29th of 2006. And a $2.5 million settlement against the developer by HUD against around June the 6th of 2007. We had the help of 4 U.S. Senators, Allen out of Virginia, DeWine out of Ohio, Bide of Indiana, and Stabenow out of Michigan to force HUD to get a dinky little settlement. Will Christie, the head investigator in the Land Sales Department, quit his job in 2005 because HUD was not going to back his investigation of Fairfield Glade. Meredith DeVault, the senior counsel for the Tennessee Attorney General, told me that they could not have done one thing without my help. The cost for Wyndham was $375,000, and the Community Club was $45,000 for legal fees to the state of Tennessee for these 2 voluntary settlements. Any person or company who sells over 100 pieces of property must be registered with HUD in the Land Sales Department. HUD has sent letters to the U.S. Senators, and these U.S. Senators have sent copies of these letters to the people who had sent them a complaint. I consider these letters absolute lies, as I have the HUD laws. HUD states on top of their complaint form that the Interstate Land Full Disclosure Act protects consumers from fraud and abuse when buying or leasing land from the developers. This has absolutely never happened at Fairfield Glade. The Justice Department has also sent out some letters that I consider absolute lies, as one thing that they are trying to convey to the people is that they cannot do anything as there is a time limit on this crime. How can the Tennessee Attorney General and HUD go back up to 35 years when there is a time limit? In contacting an owner of the large law firm in Knoxville, Tennessee, who also has offices in Nashville and Memphis, I was told by Sid that there is no time limit on this kind of ongoing fraud. If any of your family and friends had a lot at Fairfield Glade and lost money, please call me at 931-456-2467. You do not need any documents. I can get all the information from the Cumberland County Courthouse. With more complaints and the help from the news media, we can apply more pressure on the U.S. Senators, the Attorney Generals, governors in the states where most of these victims live, to put pressure on the FBI and the Justice Department and the new Consumers Financial Protection Bureau to investigate the largest scam and crime in Tennessee in the last 41 years. These victims will appreciate your help. Thank you.